been a while since I've gone live. I'm out here, Dana Point, California. We just wrapped up a 2-day mastermind at Warrior HQ with a bunch of other coaches and movement makers. People that are changing the world, impacting the world one movement at a time. And while out here, I got asked the question many a times, why did you start the Forged Father? And to be honest with you, I have not been asked that question for a while. And so being amongst peers, fellow coaches, they're curious. Why did you start the Forged Father? And so that question forces me to go back in time to a difficult situation. So we go all the way back. My wife and I had our first daughter, Evangeline. We call her Minnie. Just this itty bitty little thing when she was born. And becoming a dad was one of the best things that ever happened to me. Now with 4 daughters and 1 son, I couldn't be more blessed, couldn't be more grateful, but there was a time where I almost lost it all. And so we go all the way back, about 8 months after our first daughter had been born. We're lying in bed, and my wife, Andrea, just starts sobbing. Just lying in bed, she's sobbing. And here I am, kind of caught off guard. I'm like, why is she over there crying? Like, what's her deal? What's her problem? It's nothing wrong with me. What's her problem? What did she do wrong? And that's how blind I was at how things currently were in regards to me being a father and me being a husband, a present father, a connected father, a present husband, a connected husband. I was not one. And so that's why my wife was sobbing. And so we go into a deep conversation, and she lets me know that she's fallen out of love with me, and she's actually had some thoughts about me not being in her life anymore and not being in our daughter's life anymore. Because why would it be any different at that point? When I was there, I wasn't there. I wasn't connected and I wasn't present. I was work. Business came first, and that's what she told me. She said, we are second best to your business. And I couldn't argue with that because she was true. She was 100% correct. And I remember having a number of conversations with her about that, leading up to that point. Oh, I'm going to change. Oh, I'm going to start having better control over my time management. The business isn't going to be number one. I'll make you and many number one. And time and time and time and time again, I broke my promise. I wouldn't make them number one. I remember a number of times where it was the evening. Maybe we had planned to go to the park. But no, this thing just popped up with the business. I'm going to take a sales call tonight. So let's cancel that trip to the park. Let's cancel the walk that we were going to do as a family because Dad's got to get on a sales call tonight. It's business. And I would justify it because I was making money. I was producing for the family. How could she see that as something negative when I'm doing this for you? I'm doing this so we can build a brand new house. I'm doing this so you can be free and do the things that you want to do. And I had been doing this for so long, up to that point. 8 months of our first daughter's life. I was hardly ever there. And so it took that night of my wife sobbing in bed and then having to tell me that she was falling out of love with me and actually visualizing me not being in her life anymore for me to say, fuck, I need to make a change. I need to actually follow through on this and get my shit together. I had the fitness side of things down. I had the business side of things down. The family side of things, not so much. This whole idea of balance and structure and discipline around time management, I didn't have that down. I'd like to say I did, but I didn't. And so that night, I made a promise. I made a promise that I wasn't going to be that guy anymore. I was going to be the man who was connected and present, who was also fit, who was also producing, who was also just there. And so that's when this whole idea and this concept of the Forged Father came to be. To build a man that had it all across the board, all 4 buckets. Fitness, family, financials, and faith. You see, I have conversations with a lot of different dads that one bucket's filled. Sure, they got the financial bucket overflowing, but the family bucket, it's got these big holes in it, and it's fucking leaking everywhere. Or financial bucket, it's got holes in it. Got the fitness bucket filled up, but we're leaking over here. It's always 1 or 2 buckets that are leaking. And so what we've been able to do inside of Forged Father, what I've been able to do myself, is fill all 4 buckets. Patch the holes, fill all the buckets. Complete across the board. A Forged Father, an uncommon man. Uncommon man, why? You don't see a lot of men that have all 4 buckets overflowing. They got the body. They got the balance with their family. They're connected to God. And they're financially abundant. That's what we do inside of Forged Father. That's why I created Forged Father. And up to this point, since 2016, there's been thousands of dads that have come through this program that have not only lost the weight, have gotten fit, have gotten lean, have gotten shredded, have transformed themselves into a physically strong and fit savage. But they've become these connected husbands, these present fathers. But in order to become that, they had to fix their shit. They had to fix themselves first. And that's where it all starts. You can point the finger outwards and say, oh, that needs to change, that needs to change, this needs to change. No. Take a hard look in the mirror and own up to the truth. What have you been talking about changing that you haven't yet changed? Like me, talking about how I'm going to finally take control of my time and I'm going to be a more present husband, a more present father. Years and years ago, just talking shit. Not actually following through on promises. And it took my wife saying that, hey, I'm falling out of love with you. Don't think I see myself being with you anymore. That's what it took for me to change. But there's been a lot of conversations that I've had with other dads that they're no longer married. That's beyond repair. But either way, ask yourself the question, what is it that you need to change that you've been talking about changing? And when are you going to take action on changing it? To all you dads out there, it's time to level the fuck up. Stop talking shit and let's start taking action.